Hello and welcome back to our glass cannon series, and we're actually in a bit of a problem situation right now because we have just been caught. I was attempting to run away and I didn't really get that far, as you can quite clearly tell. I was initially wanting to attack Okaros, who was kind of just chilling out over by the bridge here. And I thought to myself, okay, he seems, he seems kind of decent, seems okay. We're relatively even in combat strength and all that stuff. And so I thought, okay, let's do a battle with him. And I laid in a pursuit, and then he brought friends. That's basically what happened. And now we have Sora also attacking us, as well as Morentios. And we're hopefully going to be able to achieve victory here. Unfortunately, I only have 41% of my HP available for this fight. So this is going to be interesting. Let me actually just have a look. Ooh, I really love the way that you can look around the battlefield here. Personally, actually, I think this is something that the game has been missing for quite some time. And I wonder whether you can guess what I'm going to say, because I was actually looking over here and I thought to myself, wait a minute, this environment is split into 3 sections. So wouldn't it make sense for us to have 3 individual spawn locations? In other words, we have one faction spawn over here, one faction spawn where our current opponent is at the moment, and one faction spawn where we are. And that way you could literally have 1 versus 1 versus 1 battles, literal free-for-alls going on the fields of battle. I think that would be extremely interesting, because if the AI attacks each other, or if one AI attacks you first and the other AI has to obviously decide whether it wants to attack at that time or whether it wants to wait until the winning force has been diminished significantly enough for it to think that it can win, and so on and so forth. I feel like, 3 people being in a battle at the same time, maybe even 4, maybe even 5 people being in a battle at the same time would be a lot of fun. And not just having those 2 spawn points. I feel like having the 2 spawn points really does sort of hinder the strategy element. Not a significant amount, but just enough for it to kind of not be amazing. It would be very cool though if we could literally I'm so sorry, sir. I shot my husband in a place that he doesn't probably want to be shot in, let's just say that. Nice shot. Good. Can I get 150? But yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because I'm reminded of games like real-time strategy games and things like that, where that kind of situation can happen quite often, where you're, building your base up, and it's a free-for-all situation, and then all of a sudden you get attacked by someone, but then their enemy, which is also your enemy, of course, comes in from behind them, flanks them, completely eliminates them at the mouth of your base, and then they retreat a little bit, and then they come back, and at that point you've maybe rebuilt your forces or something like that. Obviously, this is completely not relevant to Bannerlord itself, but I generally think it could be a lot of fun to have those kinds of situations occur as well. So I'm thinking, why not? I think, those kinds of battles would be a lot of fun. Alright, we might have some issues here. I'm going to tell my forces to charge in. I think we're going to win this. I think we are going to win this, but I'm not entirely sure how many units we have lost as a result of our actions here. We lost 16. That's actually not bad. I was thinking that we would definitely lose a lot more, but thankfully we have not, and I can now take all of them prisoner. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I thought we would most likely not have the ability to take all of them prisoner. Okay, so I'm actually going to have to swap them around here, because I do not have enough space. for all of the prisoners. But I will be taking as many as I can, not too many more than this. There we go. As we are going to be way too slow otherwise, and then that massive army over there is probably going to be able to catch us without too many difficulties. Bear in mind, the disorganized state is also going to play a very small factor in that for a short period of time, but there you go. We managed to escape, at least for now. And I'm being paid. I'm getting paid. Oh, yes. Very nice indeed. And we're also getting paid by the prisoners that we were able to take there too. And I really didn't expect to start the episode off with such a huge amount of action. I really thought to myself, wow, this guy is being very audacious in what he was attempting to do there. And I guess I should really applaud him for what he was able to do, to be honest, because he was really just murdering us, or attempting to murder us in a very, very audacious manner. I mean, I guess it's not that audacious, to be honest, because he had the advantage, and he pressed it. He pressed the advantage very, very nicely at the perfect time. It's just that our units are way too good for him at this point in time. Because Legion of the Betrayed, that's his minor faction. That's where he's from. And personally, any of the minor factions, I personally feel like their units are really not very good. So most of the time, if you're up against minor factions, even if you are outnumbered, and this is obviously, you know, a big caveat here, because being outnumbered or not, if they were a part of a full faction, and I'm talking about major factions here, if they were part of a major faction, it's highly unlikely I would have won that battle, to be honest. I really felt like I had no chance of winning if they were, you know, part of a full faction, you know, a major one. So yeah, that's really lucky actually on my part. But if I wasn't, then that would have been a surefire defeat, in my opinion. All right, needs help with brigands. I don't really want to do that. I would like, if at all possible, to find an escort caravan mission, and then to take that other mission over there. Caravan ambush. Okay. I will take the caravan ambush, but I'm going to go over here first and take this task, because this is going to be super, super useful for us. So, I'm going to take this. Needs manual laborers. How many do you need? How many do you need, sir? 21. Ooh. I'll bring you at least 21 prisoners. I don't know if I'm going to have enough space. Or should we say, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get that many from the merchant ambush. But we can kind of cross our fingers and, I guess, hope. I'm also going to buy this smithy here for 14,000. There we go. I'll help you myself. There we are. And there we go. Okay, so they're going to go off. I need to stay back a little bit from the caravan just to make sure that they are indeed going to get ambushed. And it seems like there they come. There we are. Let's do it. All right, is it? Should I? You know what? I'm gonna auto-resolve. I'm gonna auto-resolve this. I think it might. Oh, that was actually perfect. Look at that. What a perfect auto-resolve. We literally gained exactly 21 prisoners. That could not have worked out better, to be honest. That was absolutely fantastic. Could not have planned it better myself. Let's just say that. Okay, how much time do I have left? I have 8 days. Okay. I'm going to do this quest as well, because, oh no, I did not want to visit him. No, he's going to offer me tea, and I'm not going, I'm going to say no, sir. I will not take your tea. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I should have spoken to him in there, but personally I find it easier to speak to him here. So we're going to do that. There we go. How many do you want? 4 bands of brigands. That's actually kind of, I mean, it's going to be fine. I mean, I will be able to do this, of course, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it under the time limit. But I kind of wanted more prisoners for the other quest. That is the main reason why we're doing that. Okay, so War Exhaustion is going to come up in just a second. There it is. And there are a bunch of looters in the area as well. I'd like to get multiple parties in one battle, if at all possible. I would have liked both of those mountain bandits to actually run in the same direction, but unfortunately they were, of course, not going to do as I wished them to. Because they are certainly not going to abide by what I want, and they're just going to do whatever they want. That's the reason why they're bandits, of course. Okay, so let me see. Can I get a large party of mountain or forest bandits to pass by? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, I guess we'll just go in against these guys. Oh, they actually surrendered. That's fantastic. That means we get even more of them for the manual labor quest. Okay, let's go over there. And do I have enough space? Yeah, look at that. I have enough time. I was going to say, do I have enough space? No, no. It's not space that we need. It's time. Mind your own business, Headman. And here we go. Alright, about the task you gave me. There we are. Alright, so we're going to give him 32 prisoners. This is going to probably result in... should we guess? How many do you think? How much do you think we're going to get? I'm going to guess that we're going to get about 25,000. This might be very, very... I might be overestimating things quite a bit, but I'm going to see... 30! We actually got 30,000 from this quest. Who would have expected? Wow, that's actually kind of amazing. Okay, I like it, I like it. Alright, so let me... I wanted to recruit some more people. Actually, we could participate in the tournament here. I am going to leave the Botanians soon, but I just want to make sure that we are paid what we are owed, at least for the moment. And there are 2 nobles present in this particular tournament, so let's hope that we're actually going to do okay against them. Alright, yeah, our husband is in this, so this is going to be interesting. Oh yes, I am a two-handed weapon user, so this is a lot easier than anticipated. Aha, hello there, husband. Let's see what you can do. That was actually fantastic. Oh, that was actually one of the most satisfying one-on-ones that I've had in a very long time. And that could be misconstrued if you take it out of context. But no, let's not do that. Let's just think about how many cool parries we got. I thought that was really, really fun. Ah, no. Let's sidestep that. Sidestep. No, no. Ah, no, no, no. He's crushing through blocks. He wants to crush through blocks. Oh, my husband is here again. Oh, dear. Well, this is not very nice of him. Oh, he got murdered. He got murdered. Oh, yeah, that's what you get. That is what you get. Thank you. And he actually has gotten through to the next round. What do you bet? It is a 1 versus 1 versus our husband once again. If I am actually able to survive this one. Well, that was easy enough, wasn't it? Alright, not too bad. He must have been injured or something, because 81 damage shouldn't be enough to really eliminate enemies at this point, because they have 100 HP by default, I believe. Anyway, yeah, Kulan is here once more. It is indeed our husband. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, you disappoint me, sir. I thought we were going to go with the wonderful, wonderful parries and so on, but no, apparently he decided that he would just do whatever, but oh well, never mind. Okay, so that is that. We are done with Botania for now. I'm going to move around for one more day or so, and then we will be finding a new faction to join. Now, bear in mind that this is obviously not going to last... I mean, we're not going to do this forever, of course. My plan is to earn enough money so that we have enough to be able to pay our wages for a relatively decent length of time, because we really do not want to be in a situation where we run out of cash while we are attempting to establish our faction. So I'm very much hoping that we will be able to get, I'm probably thinking about 250, maybe 300,000 before we actually start our faction. And we've also obviously got to make it so that we are very well prepared in that regard. In other words, we need to make sure that we are attacking a thief that is very... well, let's just say on the weaker side. let's just say on the weaker side, because we are definitely going to need that. We will 100% need that. And yeah, that's basically a given. You know, I'm going to need a particular fief that has literally just been taken by someone, and then I will declare war against whoever that is, and then we'll just have to deal with them. But of course, it also has to be a faction that is not that strong, which is obviously also a bit of an issue, because I can't look at the kingdom screen. You see, I cannot look at the kingdom screen, and if I wanted to, let me see about the Aserai real quick, because the Aserai are currently besieging Danustica, so I'm thinking that maybe it would make sense for me to join the Southern Empire, maybe? Let me send a messenger to Regea, and let's see what she has to say, because if the Aserai are able to take Danustica, which I'm actually kind of hoping they are at this point, then I might try to take it myself right now in this episode. I'm not sure whether that's going to work, but I will give it a good go. 220 gold. That's actually a lot of money. They've just started fighting the Aserai, and they are at war against 2 different factions. So I suppose that's the reason why they currently want to spend quite a lot on mercenaries. And let me see what we can do here. I'm gonna... Oh, no. Hello. Yeah, that's the kind of army you see. This is the kind of army that we would be fighting against if we created our own faction. That's the reason why I'm very skeptical about creating it at the moment. Although, if they are at war against the Southern Empire and we actually attack Danustica, if it did get taken by the Aserai, which obviously it is not at the moment. I mean, they have 387 in the garrison there too, so it's highly unlikely that it's going to get taken anytime soon. But the point still stands. Any fief that has just been taken, we might very well have a good shot at capturing it. But we also have to then be aware of who that faction is currently at war with, too, because otherwise, if that is not the case and they are focused solely on defeating us, we might as well just say goodbye, because that's going to be very, very difficult for us to survive. All right, let me see what I can do here. So obviously I have a lot of archers, and these archers are very deadly, so hopefully we're going to be able to support our newfound allies. I mean, technically we are really ruthless right here, because we are basically just faction hopping back and forth all the time. And while that is very lucrative, I'd actually say probably this is one of the most lucrative series we've had so far that focuses on battles. Because obviously there's a number of different ways that you can make money in the game, whether that be smithing, whether that be trading, whether that be performing tasks, doing tournaments, and so on and so forth. And we're doing a little bit of those 2 things. So doing battles, selling loot, selling prisoners, and doing tournaments. So we're doing a little bit of all of that. But we're not really doing any trading, and we did do a little bit of smithing, but obviously I could make a lot more money by selling all the, two-handed craftables that I made. But obviously, as I said, I'm kind of trying to hold back a little bit on that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not even worth me holding back on it, to be honest, because it's going to be hard enough as it is to be able to create my own faction. So, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I can just forego that particular limit, because we're currently already sort of restricting ourselves a little bit here and there. But yeah, I mean, let me see if I can do some damage to some of their vassals. I wouldn't mind eliminating one of their vassals completely, if at all possible. That would very much weaken the Aserai and their presence in the area, which would definitely make things a lot easier for me to potentially capture something. I'm actually not entirely sure whether we're losing a huge amount of our own units in this particular engagement. No, it doesn't seem like it. As you can see right here, we've basically just lost one bear archer. I did manage to shoot one of my own bear assassins, however, which is definitely not the best idea. Yeah, it's not the best idea at all. But it happens, you know, it happens. Sometimes it is something that you cannot avoid. And generally, if I were to just put down the... Well, I got shot in the face. Yeah. Generally, as I said, if you were to put down the bow, then you've lost, you know? That's the whole point. I'm talking about if you stop firing the arrows at your opponents, then what's going to happen? Well, not much. You've got to continue shooting. You just have to continue shooting those arrows, and if you happen to hit some people, then you're just going to have to apologize and, well, just hope that they don't murder you in retaliation for shooting them in the face. I mean, generally, that has happened to me many, many times, and a lot of people are quite forgiving, to be honest. I'm talking about NPCs here, obviously. I was just making a bit of fun. Alright, so there you go. That is indeed the end of the battle. Pretty nice, actually, that we were able to partake in that, because good amounts of renown right there, as well as some influence. We're also getting a share of the loot, which is not too bad. And we're also increasing... Wow, we increased our relation with that guy by 21. He really likes us a great deal. And we also get the opportunity to take Unkid prisoner, which I gotta say, I was not expecting that. Not by a long shot. I thought to myself, there's no way I'll be able to get anyone of value. But apparently Mr. Unkid himself is our prisoner now, which is actually amazing. That means that I can literally go ransom them straight away for 33,000. And I will now be able to sell a great deal of loot. Actually, you know what? I think I have... Yep, I have a better one. Very nice. We got some better gear right there. Very nice to see that. And yep, more for our surgeon as well. There we are. And that's looking real nice. Okay, so let's sell the rest for another 21,000. And I don't think I even need to recruit more people at the moment. I think so. No, everything seems relatively good. And we also have one attribute point and one focus point to spend. I'm not going to be speccing it into endurance because, as I said before, we do have another endurance attribute coming up here, which is healthy citizens. That increases my endurance by 1, and that is in athletics. And yeah, we also have another one there which increases my vigor. So generally what I could do is I could increase my vigor by another point, or we could spend it elsewhere, for example in social. I don't know. Maybe that's going to be a good idea, or maybe not. Let me see. We're going to go for effort for the people, I guess. And I think I will go for 1 more point in vigor. Yeah, I'm just making sure that that's... Wait a minute. I have overestimated. Yep. As you can see, I have overestimated. I was talking about, you know, having a plan for your character so that you don't waste attribute points, and I seem to have overshot by 1 endurance attribute point, which is not that big a deal, to be honest. It's not really that big a deal at all, but it is definitely something that is going to be a little bit frustrating when you know, get to that point, because I mean, you can always choose a different perk, right? You know, you're not forced into taking this perk, but generally, yeah, don't do like me, but you know, just try to have a bit more of a plan, I suppose. Anyway, you can hold your aim 50% longer. I think I will probably be taking that. So there we go. And we also have 1 more focus point. What do I spec it into? Probably leadership, right? Probably leadership. Yep, I'm thinking probably that. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, so we're just going to wait here for some time, just try to restore ourselves a little bit, and because we eliminated so many enemy units, hopefully I'm going to get a really nice payday as well. Oh, really? They're not really giving me a huge amount of money right now. I guess that is probably because we were not the sole aggressor in that particular fight, and we, as you could no doubt tell, only earned 26% of the loot, so I can assume that that's probably the reason as well, because they estimated that we earned 26% of the loot, so in other words, we earned 26% of the pay as well. So I suppose that's what's going on there. So I generally need to partake in a little bit more solo adventuring, solo eliminations, and so on. And hopefully we're going to be able to benefit from that quite nicely. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, look, as you can see right there, look at that. That was absolutely fantastic. 1,705 just from eliminating a minor vassal. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. And we're actually going to be doing battle with this Embers fellow right now too. Now this guy might be a bit tricky, maybe a bit tricky. I don't know. Maybe he's going to be a bit tricky, but we'll see. I'm going to put my... This is going to be a little bit tricky. I don't know. I'm a bit dubious about this fellow because he does actually have some pretty significant combat strength, and I think... I mean, he's a minor faction, right? He's from a minor faction, so generally I shouldn't really think of him as being super deadly, but you never know. Sometimes these minor factions can be somewhat... Wait a minute, is he using Crusade units? I'm not sure whether he's using Crusade units only. Or maybe he just has a small smattering of them or something. Okay, so my units have now got into position. I need to... Oh, they're already in a loose formation? Okay, yeah. They are not as loose as I want them to be honest. They are staying way too close together. That is maybe not great, but okay, well, whatever the case, we'll make it work. Well, yeah, I take it back. Alright, I take it back. These guys literally have no chance of defeating us. You know why they have no chance? They don't have shields. I'm actually very surprised. I mean, most of them don't have shields. Some of them do, but most of the ones that actually matter don't have shields. Because these other guys... Literally, they cannot do anything. They are not going to be able to do anything at all. And that was a very easy victory. Wow. I am super surprised. I mean, generally I shouldn't be surprised because I know, you know, the strength of my own units. I know what I'm capable of, which is not much, but I know that I am actually capable of some pretty decent engagements sometimes. But I wouldn't have expected an army that is actually, very similar to me in terms of combat strength to fall before us so easily. But their units literally were, I don't know, the scissors before our rock, basically. If you if you pardon the analogy there, because literally that's basically what it was. We pretty much just completely murdered them without any difficulties whatsoever because they just had no shields. If that was a line of heavy infantry from the Empire or from the Vlandians or from somewhere like that, you can best bet it would have been a very different story. Very, very different story. They would have been able to at least eliminate quite a few of us if... You know, if we would have even... I mean, I think we would have probably taken some pretty big damage. But, we wouldn't have lost the battle, I don't think. But you never know. Anyway, I'm going to take Berserker here, increase your damage with two-handed weapons by 20% when you have less than half hit points. I mean, how can you say no to that? I'm always taking damage, and doing more damage is always good. And we have another battle on our hands here as well. But I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to end this episode off here. We're going to earn some really, really nice money down in Azerite territory for the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to keep a close eye on the various fiefs in and around this area. For example, Amprila is under siege right now. And I could potentially launch an assault against whoever takes it. And then we can create our own faction from that. But we'll see what happens in the meantime. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.